Good morning again, folks. Welcome to Warbirds in Review, and we have a very special guest here today, General Robin Olds. Probably most of you know a good bit about him. But General graduated from West Point in 3 years. He was an All-American football player at West Point. I believe a guard, if that's not correct. Is that right? Were you a guard at West Point? Tackle? Well, same thing. Inside, outside. He flew P-38s in Europe. He had 8 kills in a P-38, 5 kills in a P-51, other way around, 5 and 8, whatever. I think he told me that wrong on purpose just so I'd get in trouble. But anyway, he was based with the 434th. After the war, he fought again in Vietnam. He was very well known in Vietnam. As a matter of fact, I had a college roommate of mine that flew for him, and he had nothing but the highest respect for him. He said that he could have been a multiple ace over there, but he just did not record any more than 4, because if he had to go to 5, then they were going to send him back to the States. And that's a story in itself right there. He has a Silver Star and all the other medals below that. He is a member of the National College Football Hall of Fame and also the National Aviation Hall of Fame, which I would say is quite unusual for anybody. Without further ado, General Olds, if you would just start off by telling us the difference between the flying of the 51 and the P-38.
What? Sam, I couldn't hear you. What did you say? All that damn noise out there, you know.
Well, I'm sorry. I just said you are a wonderful person and a great friend.
That shows you that we just met. Well, first off, folks, I want to tell you what an honor it is for me to be standing here today, right now. Also, a surprise, but I thank you very much for giving a darn, okay, about airplanes. I went overseas in 44 in P-38s. Flew those for almost the whole tour. And we switched to 51s to these. I have to tell you about my checkout, and it changed from 38 to this beautiful airplane. We knew we were going to convert. The first 4 airplanes that came very smartly peeled off, landed, taxied in. We were all standing around looking. Spun around, opened the canopy. Off came the helmets and all this beautiful blonde hair. Wow. So I'm jumping up and down in front of my squadron commander. I said, Major Herron, sir, I want to fly it. He said, Robin, calm down. Just let them put some gas in it. Finally said, okay, go ahead. And he shouted at me. He said, watch out for the torque. I climbed in the bird. The mechanic showed me how to start it, and away I went. I had a total flying time of 4 hours and 15 minutes in this beautiful airplane, and I'm shooting at a Focke-Wulf. Didn't hit him either. The ball was going back and forth. I hadn't learned to fly with a rudder trim under this hand. So anyway, I loved this airplane. And I want to tell you about the original Scat 6. It was late in the war in April. The war's almost over. And I chose to dive strafe an airfield up on the Baltic called Tarnowitz. There were 4 fires burning on the field, so I thought, somebody's getting them all before I can get there. So I dive strafed a ME-110 in a revetment, And as I pulled out like that, they hit me in the right wing. They knocked off the right flap, severed the cable to the right aileron, and burst open the ammo bay doors. And I thought, oops, guess I'm going to have to bail out. I pulled up, and then they really hammered me. So I said, oop, wrong idea, back down. That airplane, we got all the way back to England. Got over England, and I said, okay now, smarty, now what are you going to do? Because the airplane stalled at 180. The right wing quit flying. And I thought, boy, this is going to be, okay, bail out. I said, well, not me. I'm a coward. I'm not going to bail out. So I landed it, made a wheel landing at about 185, and fought that thing down a long stretch of grass beside the runway. Ground looped at the end and taxied in. That's the last time Scat 6 flew. Then they gave me Scat 7. And this was in the middle of April of 45. Of course, the war's over quickly. Scat 7, low-time bird. They sent it home, put it in a box. Somebody bought it at anyway, one of the depots out there in California. Bought it in 1958 for $1,192. Nobody told me about that, damn it. Of course, I didn't have $1,192, so it doesn't matter. But these are absolutely wonderful airplanes. I know many of you sitting here have probably flown them or own one. But for those of you who don't, you open that canopy and climb in. You sit down and buckle in. You go through the start procedure, and then that prop starts to turn. You and that airplane are one. It's talking to you through the seat of your pants and your heels. Every vibration of that wonderful engine is speaking to you. Every move of the airplane, every little nuance, you become an integral part of that bird. You're the brains, it's the muscle. You know, you want to go there, you go. You don't have to think about it. I absolutely loved that airplane. Well, and I have to confess I love the P-38 too, because it was my first fighter. But over there in Europe, this was a better airplane for that arena. A lot of interesting missions. But you know, it's a long, long time ago, and I won't bore you with all that, except...
Would you tell us the one, though, that you were just talking about?
I'm not finished yet.
Robin, you're never finished.
3 here and 3 on the other side, 650s. Lots and lots and lots of ammunition, so you could just shoot forever. Now, what did you say, Sam?
You were mentioning the thing about the B-17s where you were all flying over in the great loss.
Our major mission, and the one that 8th Air Force Headquarters thought we were doing every day, because they told us to, was escorting the bombers.
Hey there. Marius Maxwell, how are you?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bombers, like that thing. Oh, I mean that B-17. And we were going in on Berlin one day, and our box got hit by Focke-Wulf's no contrails that day, so total surprise. They came in waves of 10 from 6 o'clock high. We were sandwiched in between the waves. Me and my wingman, one P-51, a couple of P-51, and kept fighting underneath this carnage. It turned out they knocked down 52 B-17.